Now let us begin to an interesting lecture on wide area network. Now when most of the people are asked to define the wide area network, some of them might say it's a network covering a large geographical area, which is correct, and the rest of the people just come up with a quick answer, that is the internet. Well, they're right. Wide area network spans a larger geographical area as compared to the local area network. With that in mind, you can imagine that wide area networks are what we use to span great larger geographic areas like 2 countries, 5 countries, or even the entire world. Like the internet, WANs usually employ both routers and public links. So that's generally the criteria that is used to define them. Now, let us have a look at some important ways that wide area networks are different from local area networks. Now, WANs usually need a router, port or ports. With that in mind, we are going to see about routers and ports in our upcoming next video sections. Then, wide area networks span larger geographic areas and they can link two disparate locations. Wide area networks are usually slower than local area networks, and we can choose when and how long we can connect to a WAN. Then we can utilize either private or public data transport in wide area network mechanism, for example, phone lines. Now we all know that we get the word internet from the term internetwork. An internetwork is a type of LAN, that is a local area network, or it is a type of wide area network that connects a bunch of networks or intranets. We all know that when we connect multiple local area networks, it forms a wide area network. In an internetwork, hosts still use hardware addresses, that is the MAC addresses, to communicate with other hosts on the local area network. However, they use logical addresses, that is IP addresses, to communicate with hosts on different local area networks. Routers are the devices that make this possible. Now, each connection into a router is a different logical network. As you can see on the screen, router 1 of branch 1 and router 2 of branch 2 is connected to the internet, and therefore the hosts, that is the PCs, they can access information from the servers. In this way, WAN, that is a wide area network, is utilized by everyone. The internet is a prime example of what's known as a distributed wide area network. So what is a distributed wide area network? It is an internetwork that's made up of a lot of interconnected computers located in a lot of different places. Switching on to the next concept, that is multi-protocol label switching. Now, MPLS will be clearly defined in section 16. You don't have to worry about that. But for this section, I'm just giving you a brief introduction of what is meant by multi-protocol label switching. Now, it is not a service provided by any of the devices or any of the layers, but it is a technique that is used to forward data to different multiple destinations. Now, what is exactly MPLS? Now, I would like to read the technical definition and then I would explain in simple words using a real life example. So the definition goes like this. MPLS is a switching mechanism that imposes labels to the data and then uses these labels to forward the data when it arrives at the network. Now, what does that mean? Don't worry. Consider this example. You're ordering a stuff from Amazon, and from the center, from the data center or from the service center, they have sent that packaged box. They want to deliver that box to your house. So what do? Do they just give your name? No. They give an address, they give an ID, a barcode or a QR code, so that whenever the packet reaches different destinations, for example, you have ordered something from California and you are located in Boston. So from California to Boston, you want your package delivered. So the package will arrive at multiple locations in between. It may arrive at Texas, then South Carolina, then New York, and then Boston. So at these joints, they scan the QR code and then they calculate the next hop or the next destination. In similar way, whenever a data is to be transferred through a network, the labels are imposed on that data packet and then accordingly the data is transferred. So this is all about multi-protocol label switching. In this section, I just wanted to give you a small introduction of the topic, but in section 16, we'll learn more about multi-protocol label switching. Now, in the next lecture, we are going to talk about peer-to-peer and client-server architecture. You might have heard these words frequently used by IT professionals, but in the next lecture, I will give you a brief introduction and I will also explain the characteristics of both types of network architectures.